Tonight, turmoil over trash. Why folks at the North Shore are making a plea to visitors.
Plus, the shipping industry is taking a hit due to COVID-19, forcing some people out of work.
And after criticism of where the funds were going, $130 billion is now available for small businesses struggling during the pandemic.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Another muggy day across the Northland is fueling the potential for some severe weather tonight.
Yeah, Dave has been keeping an eye on things for us tonight, so let's check in with him now. And Dave, during the 5 o'clock show, you mentioned you were watching some storms kind of skirting outside the region.
Yeah, but now some are brewing up right in the heart of our area, so we have to focus our attention on the Quad Cities area where there is a line of showers and thunderstorms happening right now. Not strong enough to be called severe, but powerful enough for the Weather Service to issue one of their special weather statements. And the statement is, if you're in the Virginia, Evelyn, Mountain Iron, Gilbert area, watch out. High winds, heavy rains, and hail possible for you for the next few minutes. And of course, a few minutes to follow, then that could move over towards Biwabik and then Aurora, Hoyt Lakes, and maybe eventually towards Babbitt. So stormy tonight for most places. If you're not getting them now, you have upwards of an 80% chance of that happening as the night goes on. And some places have already received rain. Take a look at Hibbing, 3/4 of an inch already so far, about 2/10 here in the Twin Ports. That's what's fallen now since midnight with 2 initial rounds of rain. Here's what could be coming to call here as the rest of the night goes on. A place like Duluth could get another 1.25 inches. And since we've been so dry, we could use that rain. I'll talk about what's to follow that rain, though. We could be clearing up as early as tomorrow afternoon, and I'll show you the timeline for the weekend forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. It's no secret tourism is the economic lifeline of the North Shore. But this summer, there's growing concern among residents about the influx of visitors and the garbage they're leaving behind. CBS3's Emma Quinn reports from Grand Marais.
Picking up your trash might seem like common sense, but for those who call Grand Marais home year-round claim it's not happening, and they're getting frustrated. Grand Marais resident Brian Hansel says he first noticed trash piling up around 2 weeks ago. Hansel says he's seen people leave garbage at rural campsites and local beaches. And one of Hansel's neighbors claims an RV dumped sewer water in her front yard instead of going to the designated dump site in town just a few miles from her home.
It does disrespect the people that care for this land. So, you know, we're all in this together as in a tourism economy, so visitors and us, and we need to work together, and they need to take ownership over the land just like we take ownership over the land.
Hansel and others say the people leaving the trash are likely first-time campers and don't know the leave-no-trace rules of camping. He says more campers are visiting his town, likely due to the pandemic. Hansel and other residents have taken to social media to voice their concerns. They're hoping tourists will take notice and start picking their trash up themselves.
Thanks, Emma. Coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from locals and what they're asking of visitors.
At 6, details on yet another Duluth industry not immune to the COVID-19 pandemic. Compared to 2019, total maritime tonnage for the Port of Duluth Superior through May 31st was down almost 30%. Iron ore tonnage specifically was down an additional 6%. The sharp decline has prompted vessel operator Key Lakes to lay off nearly 100 people, forcing 3 familiar ships in the Twin Ports to be taken out of commission for the rest of the year.
What it's going to do is it's going to affect the outgoing iron ore cargo. The effect is going to be to the people who are laid off primarily, and those being seafarers and mariners on the ships.
Ron adds there is some bright side, however, as the Duluth Seaway Port Authority has seen a 25% increase in grain tonnage through May 31st.
Another round of $130 billion of loan money is available to help small businesses during the pandemic. Over the weekend, the president signed the extension of the Paycheck Protection Program.
The first rounds of PPP loans have been criticized for going to large rather than small businesses. But according to Minnesota Congresswoman Angie Craig, who authored the latest PPP bill, that's changing. Esme Murphy has more.
And in the second round, in the negotiation process, we did a better job of making sure that we carved out dollars for the smallest of small businesses.
Congresswoman Angie Craig says that is also true of this third round of PPP money that's available now.
Take another look at the program. If you have trouble finding a lender, call my district office. We will help get you the list.
Craig is also pushing for yet a fourth round of loans that would allow the hardest hit businesses to apply again.
Only if you have fewer than 100 employees and only if your revenue has suffered by 50% or greater.
Some Minnesota businesses have faced the double hit of COVID and being damaged by riots. Legislators who represent these areas say a combination of federal and state help is critically needed here.
We're also seeing people say, $1,200 stimulus check one time isn't enough.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, whose own father died last month of COVID, says the Senate needs to pass the HEROES Act and grant another round of $1,200 stimulus checks and extend the extra $600 a week federal unemployment benefit beyond the end of this month. State Senator Jeff Hayden, who represents the devastated district where George Floyd was killed, says he is hoping a state relief package can pass in the legislature's next special session, which is expected to start next week.
We're looking at what are those needs, what might they need to have, and then what can the legislature do.
Small businesses have until August 8th to apply for the new round of PPP loan money. In other political news, food banks across Minnesota will receive emergency funding to ensure no one goes hungry during the pandemic. Governor Tim Walz announced $12 million to combat hunger in the state. It will support all 7 food banks and around 300 food shelves. According to recent data, about 300,000 Minnesotans have visited food shelves each month since the pandemic started. That's about a 30% increase. The money is coming from the Federal CARES Act.
Members of the deaf and hard of hearing community are speaking out about Duluth's proposed mask ordinance. American Sign Language professor at St. Scholastica, Monica Marciniak, thinks it's a great idea, but says the city council needs to be mindful of other communities as the masks can create a barrier for the few who are able to lip read. She added that deaf and hard of hearing community members still rely heavily on facial expressions to communicate. If the ordinance is approved, she hopes the council also rolls out resources, tools, and tips the community can follow.
Having other communication means available to people and make people aware that they need to be available.
In a statement, Duluth City Council member Eric Forsman said in part, quote, the co-authors of the proposed ordinance have been working proactively throughout the community to ensure an inclusive and well thought out policy. This includes incorporating feedback from people with expertise in deaf and hard of hearing issues. You can read the full statement on our website.
The Minnesota Nursing Association is requesting the opportunity to bargain its contract with Essentia at Moose Lakes Mercy Hospital. Essentia is in the final stages of taking over the hospital, which was announced in late June. Concerns expressed by the Nursing Association include changes to sick time benefits, increased health care costs, and reduced retirement contributions. The MNA union chair said so far the union has heard no word from Essentia on honoring their current contracts and have requested negotiations. She said she hopes Essentia will give the nurses contracts they deserve.
To recognize us as a benefit, as an asset, the hard work that we have put in thus far, and that we hope to continue to put in as an Essentia employee.
Meanwhile, Essentia tells us in a statement, quote, Essentia Health has already met with Minnesota Nurses Association regarding the transition, has provided requested materials and information to MNA, and has otherwise been responsive to MNA and the other unions that represent the employees of Mercy Hospital. Essentia claims they will be bringing all staff over with their standard benefits in August.
Some Wisconsin communities are calling on the state to keep businesses traced to COVID-19 private. The president of the Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce is asking the Department of Health and Services to not publish the names of businesses with traces to 2 or more positive cases of COVID. A department spokeswoman said there were no plans to publish any establishment names. However, the agency's secretary said there were no plans, quote, this week. The Commerce president said releasing the names would be, quote, potentially defamatory. Hayward is one of several cities with concerns. Chamber leaders there have sent a letter to Governor Evers asking for the names to not be published. We'll hear from them tonight at 10.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, despite some calls for removal, Duluth police are speaking to the importance of having a school resource officer in the city's schools.
High temp today in Duluth, 87 degrees, so the warm spell continued. But now showers and storms are feeding on that heat. After a chance for severe weather tonight, things should calm down and cool down just a hair by Thursday afternoon. And we'll talk about what's meant to follow for the weekend if you'll follow through this commercial and check us out in just another couple of minutes.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Bucky, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3. CBS3 News is brought to you by Steel Power Tools.
Reclaim your life today in the face of anxiety, depression, or thoughts of suicide at Ketamine North Infusion. In our safe spaces, we want to ensure you a better quality of life with our low-dose IV ketamine infusions. Ketamine North Infusion. Be well with us.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
Makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home. I had the timer on, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing? Or
it absolutely could be a daily thing. But the way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions. You have events you want to go to. You want to look years younger. This is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Your water softener needs salt. You buy it, lug it, pour it, over and over. Save salt and the hassle with a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, the world's best. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
Every second of every day, it happens. Something big, something worth talking about. News happens, and you can't wait for it. You need to be constantly digging, asking, hunting, wanting more truth, more real answers, more who, what, where, when, and why. And it's about you. It's about now. It's about wherever, whenever. At Live Local CBS3, it's about the news, your neighborhood news. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
We have had some rain here today around our region, on and off fashion, and some of the storms become strong, but not strong enough to be called severe. But still, you can wreak some havoc with storms like that, so we have to watch out for them. And we have to watch out till at least midnight here. National Weather Service has in place for most of us here severe thunderstorm watch until then. Exceptions in our area, well, Itasca County, you probably won't get it so bad, and it still looks like Cook County is off the hook, and Gogebic County as well. But for the rest of us, the storms could punch through that threshold and become severe, and that means the winds could go in excess of 60 miles per hour. You could get damaging hail. Cloquet already had reports of pea-sized hail. It could get bigger if a severe storm actually brews up, and there still is a very slight chance, but not non-existent chance, for little F0, F1 tornadoes to brew up. So we're going to keep our eye to the sky at least until the middle part of the night. Keeping an eye to the sky right now shows that conditions at the airport in Duluth say it's 76, and 76% is the relative humidity with an easterly wind going 7,009 millibars. That's a barometric pressure, or 29.79 inches of mercury. A lot of sevens to throw out here tonight. And even in Ironwood, Temperature 73, so where the clouds have been, the temperatures go down. Where it's still a little bit sunnier, it's warmer. 83 Watersmeet, 82 to 86 from Ashland to Hayward, 88 at Solon Springs, but 70 in Superior, closer to the lake, 68 Park Point, 63 Grand Marais by the bay. Moose Lake, 84 degrees, upper 70s towards Ely, mid 70s on the Mesabi Range, and 82 still for International Falls. The warmest of the warm has probably been punctured by the storms here today. It'll still be warmer than normal for the rest of the week, but a little bit closer to 80 than 90 for a while. Now we take a look at the current Doppler map, and it covers several hours. So there you see this morning's round of rain pass through the area, then a bit of a break, a little bit of clearing, and then the redevelopment that right now one wave is just off the coast of the Apostle Islands here. And in northern Minnesota, we are keeping an eye on that little cluster of storms that's brewing up there towards the Quad Cities area. And for the next hour, frankly, threatening towns from Buell over towards Babbitt. If you're in that neck of the woods in between the Mesabi and the Vermilion Ranges, keep an eye to the sky there as just slightly sub-severe storms are bubbling up in your part of the country. But after midnight, they should bubble downwards, and our low-pressure system leaves. And in its wake, tomorrow morning, about a 30% chance for some follow-up rain showers. That'll be followed by high pressure settling in to dry things up and clear things up by Friday. And they'll try to stay that way through the weekend, though there is a chance for a bit of precip returning by Saturday afternoon. All right, let's return to the forecast for the next 7 days and start with the one for Minnesota tonight. And there's still an 80% storm chance in case your town hasn't seen any yet. Low temps will be in the 50s by the lake, maybe even mid-60s farther inland. Wisconsin and Michigan, the chance for you to get some more rain, it's 60%. Your low temps will run from about 60 to 65. And tomorrow, warm, not quite as warm or as muggy as today, so that's a bit of a break. 40% chance for you for more rain in the morning. Daytime highs near 85 degrees. And in Minnesota, inland could go towards 85 as well, but 75 to 80 more likely by the lake. So the heat wave, it's lingering technically, but fading a bit. 85 from Thursday becomes 83 on Friday, 80, 81 for the weekend. Looks like a pretty dry and nice weekend with the exception of a 30% chance for showers and storms Saturday afternoon and evening. Then, of course, Monday just might be the best day of the week when everyone's got to go back to work, at least those lucky enough to still be working.
Yeah.
It'll be sunny and 82.
Okay, and for tonight, though, you'll keep an eye on those storms and let us know if anything starts
if
popping.
they do start to break that threshold and earn the title severe, boy, we'll be here with the entire team popping in to let you know.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Dave.
The Duluth School Board is set to vote whether to approve a new contract with school resource officers later this month. This comes as a citywide petition started by the students is requesting the removal of the district's 4 resource officers. Last night, the school board heard from Duluth Police Sergeant Mike LaFontaine, who said the relationship between SROs and those inside the school buildings starts from years past and develop a comfort level with them. LaFontaine adds having resource officers offers a sort of comfort level if something were to happen to not only students, but to staff as well.
Having an SRO in the school provides a resource or somebody that the students and staff can go to seek answers and provide feedback. And so there's a continuity there.
The Duluth School Board is slated to vote on whether to approve a new contract for the SROs on July 21st. Meanwhile, the Duluth School District is seeing new faces in leadership roles. Tuesday, the Duluth School Board approved the hire of Anthony Bonds as the new assistant superintendent and Jen Larva as the interim director of curriculum and instruction. This comes after John Megas took over as the district's new superintendent last week. The Duluth School District also announced Joanna Walters as the new assistant principal at Denfeld High School.
The Duluth Transit Authority has announced a return to traditional summer services. Beginning July 19th, service levels will be restored to routes that have been paused due to the pandemic. The DTA is also launching 10 new buses. They are also encouraging essential trips only for health safety reasons. You can find a full list of bus routes on our website, CBS3Duluth.com.
A new business will soon open in the Lakeside neighborhood after months of uncertainty due to the coronavirus. Duluth Studio Market will hold its grand opening on Friday, but held a ribbon-cutting ceremony this afternoon. The business was presented with a plaque from the Duluth Area Chamber of Commerce. The gift store will sell an array of handcrafted items, including art, apparel, and decor. The store will be open Wednesdays through Saturdays.
Coming up in sports, Hibbing native Scott Brunovich is finally being honored for his Hobie Baker Award. Kelly has the details coming up next.
Northwest Outlet is open for business. Now save up to 40% off store-wide.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Incredible deals, huge markdowns, plus free doorstep shipping on everything. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
The power of technology is incredible, but it's nothing compared to the power of people. To all our MediaCom employees, we'd like to say thank you. Whether you're working from home, working extra hours, working on the front lines, or keeping things working behind the scenes, you've gone above and beyond to take care of our customers and keep our communities connected. Our network is powerful because you are powerful people.
Tough comes in all shapes and sizes.
As a roofer, you're working 12 and 14 hours a day.
Growing up with parents who are addicts was tough, so I've worked my hardest to succeed.
12 hard-working Americans redefining what it means to be tough.
I got that willpower to go.
I want to show my mom that her sacrifices pay off.
This is about leaving a legacy. I will make my children proud.
Tough as Nails, 2-hour premiere. Tonight, 8/7 Central on CBS.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it. Being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
Our Northland may not have the longest severe weather season, but it does come around every now and then. I'm hoping folks will keep an eye to the sky and on Channel 3 here this summer. If severe weather threatens, Austin Haskins, Caitlin Moffat, and I will keep our eyes glued to the radar. We'll break in if you need to hear about the latest storm developments. We'll work together to keep our region safe.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS3.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Right now at Slumberland, get a Sealy mattress, any size for one low price, starting at just $99 each piece when purchased in sets. Want it extra plush? Just $199. The 4th of July mattress sale at Slumberland Furniture.
In a perfect world, Hibbing native Scott Brunovich would have been the 6th Hobie Baker winner for UMD in front of a crowd at the Frozen Four in Detroit. Of course, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the UMD alum had to settle for the honor in his living room. But now Brunovich will finally be getting the awards ceremony that he deserves and has been waiting for. The Hobie Baker committee announced today that they will host an awards banquet on August 6th to properly present Brunovich the Hobie Baker Award down in Lake Elmo, Minnesota. 2 other finalists, North Dakota's Jordan Kawaguchi and Maine's Jeremy Swayman, will also be recognized at the event as well. Some big news out of college sports. Today, the Ivy League Conference became the first Division I athletics conference to officially suspend all fall athletics. The conference announced it will allow sports at the earliest starting on January 1st. And this includes all fall sports and portions of winter sports as well. The Milwaukee Brewers continue to gear up for Major League Baseball's 2020 season, scheduled to begin later this month. The team is at Miller Park for workouts, and today's workout featured a situational scrimmage where the team hit the field to play 5 innings of some actual real live baseball. Justin Smoke hit the lone home run of the afternoon scrimmage. Not all players were present at the ballpark, but star outfielder Christian Yelich was. Milwaukee won't scrimmage another team until July 22nd when they head to Chicago to play the White Sox just 2 days before their opener against the Cubs. And the NBA bubble at Disney is starting to fill up. Teams began arriving yesterday at their hotels on Disney's campus. The league is scheduling just a handful of teams to show up in Orlando each day to minimize the overlap. Bucks general manager John Horst said that today the Bucks' 35-person travel party doesn't leave until Thursday. Naturally, the Orlando Magic were the first team on site. Once inside the bubble, all 22 teams will adhere to rigorous health and safety measures in attempt to keep the coronavirus at bay. Scrimmage games begin July 22nd, and teams prepare for the season restart on July 30th. They're not the only ones getting ramped up in the happiest place on earth. Tonight is opening night of the MLS is Back tournament at Walt Disney World as well. Orlando City SC will take on Inter Miami tonight at 7 o'clock on ESPN. It will be the first MLS match after a 4-month hiatus due to the COVID-19 shutdown. The tournament will continue throughout the month before regular season action and the team's home stadiums resume. Minnesota United opens play on Sunday night against Sporting Kansas City. And tonight at 10, we're still a long ways away from the return of UMD men's hockey. I sit down to chat return to play and what training has been like away from Duluth with UMD captains Noah Cates and Nick Swaney. That's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more back at 10. Kristen and Tony, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Well, here's something that's sure to leave you with some nightmares. Ooh, dancing robots taking the place of fans.
Yeah, with their stadium devoid of fans due to coronavirus restrictions, a Japanese baseball team has come up with the imaginative, if not a little creepy, replacement plan here. More than 20 robots dance to the team's fight song on a podium in the otherwise empty stands. Some resemble humans and others are on 4 legs like a dog. They all stamped and shimmied in a choreographed dance that is usually performed by fans before games. And that's how the takeover begins, I think, right there. You just saw it.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
Takeover begins. I've known some other weathercasters that were robots. We put them away in the closet at the end of the night.
Well, speaking of weather, Dave, take it away.
All right, the end of our weather night could come around midnight. Until then, though, we're facing a severe thunderstorm watch around most of the area. Let's get a look at the latest radar map. And the action right now is running from the Quad Cities towards Babbitt, in between the Mesabi and the Vermilion Iron ranges here. Not strong enough to be called severe, but close, so be careful there. Also into the Upper Peninsula around Ironwood towards Wakefield and Bessemer. There's a little cluster there as well. And the chance runs 60 to 80% to your town might get a little of this action till midnight, too. So, again, keep an eye to the sky and on CBS3, and we'll get you through.
All right, we'll see you at 10.